Hi, everybody. Welcome to EDCI 3001, Health and Wellness for Teachers and Students. This is a pretty fun class, I think. I've been teaching it now for about a year. We explore a lot of different topics. So it's not necessarily just about how the body works, so much as about how to create a healthy environment for your students and for yourself, too. We're going to start by exploring you and how you work through your health stuff, and then move into creating some lesson plans and other ways to guide students through thinking about their own health. And that includes both wellness, and sort of your general nutrition, fitness, those kinds of things. Also physical education. So we'll actually work through some lesson planning for physical education, even though some of us certainly won't become gym teachers. That's not necessarily the only place that the PE standards fit in. They actually fit in a lot of places, and it's a really fun way, to bring in movement, to bring in, a little bit of an extra um, fun opportunity for kids to get up and move around and engage with content in a different way. So, for example, recently I actually just saw a really nifty technology tool called the Active Floor, and there's a link further into our course where you can explore it for yourself. But it is a flooring pattern with projector beam. So, putting the projection down, you can build lessons in ever which way you want to. And so they are games and other interactive types of things about whatever content, history, English, science, whatever. And in order to play the game that's being built, they have to move around, they have to touch things, they have to jump on them, and the floor reacts to their touch and movements. So those kinds of things are the stuff that we're going to think about and explore during this class. So when you get here, you will notice that there's a bunch of stuff over here on the left-hand side to take a look at. If you're the very first time here, you've probably already found the syllabus and the welcome info, because that's where this video is located. But there's the syllabus and our calendar. The calendar is going to lead you through all of our different due dates for the course. Typically, things are due on Sundays, so some things due more or less every week. And you can actually subscribe to the calendar if you want to, if you are a Google user or a phone calendar type person. There's a couple different links that you can add your calendar, add this to your calendar on your phone. So, and there are reminders built in. And as the semester moves on, we may have other things, events and things that would pop up. And so I would add those to the calendar, so it's an interactive version. But if you don't like that one or don't need it, then there's also the regular plain old version that shows you everything that's going on. So you can take note of all the things that are going to happen from week to week. You can also take a look through the syllabus, which I won't belabor everything. You can certainly read it, and I would invite you to read through it at least once to make sure all your questions get answered. But I have it up here, and the main points to note are that there are no textbooks for this course, so you don't have to worry about buying anything. There are some readings and videos and things that we'll look at online instead, so that should help let you explore lots of different angles of health rather than just getting it from one source. And if you find resources along the way that you think should be added, be sure to post them and let everybody know about them. You can always find me. I'm always online. You can always get in touch with me online. I'm typically in the Westville campus. It's where my office is, but I can certainly come out to Hammond and meet with you. There is some room in the annex that they've set aside for folks like me to go over there and meet with students. So anytime you're interested in doing that and you'd like to meet in person, however, we can also meet virtually. So I have virtual office hours posted where I'll be online, kind of in a video situation like this, and you can drop in and ask questions at any point during that time. That's also a time when I will schedule some guest speakers every once in a while, and I'll let you know when those things happen. But that could be a fun way to get some other opinions, learn about some different things. They might be things where I'm actually on site. Depending on the semester, depending on where I'm able to go and who's willing to talk to us, I can be on site and be interviewing folks or having them talk with us. And so that might just be me and them, or you're certainly willing to, if you're willing to, come in and join us, if you have the time and are willing to jump in. And that way you can ask questions directly. But I always record those sessions too, so you can watch them later, and they'll get posted in the course. So that is an opportunity for you. So we use WebEx because that's what the university has. If that ever changes, the link might change, but for now, it's a pretty easy site. You can actually access it through your phone on the WebEx app, or you can just use that link on your computer. You can always call me. You can always email me. I'm very good at getting back to you on email, so do not worry. I will always get back to you. And you can even text me. So we have Remind service. Remind is free and available for everybody to use. It's a texting messaging app. It's great for being able to communicate in that way without necessarily having to share each other's personal phone numbers. So but you'll still be able to use your personal phone. You and I just share with Remind, and then it mitigates all the messaging. So it's pretty cool, and it's optional, but I do highly recommend checking that out. I send announcements weekly through both email and Remind. So if you're a Remind subscriber, you will see all that. As you scroll through here, you'll see a lot of standards and things like that, which you should be aware of. We are, focused on the Indiana standards for wellness. There's a health and wellness set of standards. There's also physical education. So we focus on both of them in this course, as well as all the accreditation standards and things that we need to know for and show for our program here. So in the elementary education program, there's all those different standards that you've probably seen and are somewhat familiar with already. But as you scroll through here, be sure to take note of things like the grading policies, the late policies. Basically, we have discussions every other week. We don't like those to be late because when they are, everybody's missed them. They won't be able to reply to you. So it's really hard to do those late. Assignments we can do late, but there might be a penalty. And always talk to me. If you have a question, a problem, something's come up, even if it's a discussion, always talk to me anyway to tell me what's going on, so that we can help you be successful, because that's really what it's all about. So always let me know if something's come up and you think you're going to be late or you're having trouble with an assignment. Always feel free to reach out and we will work through that. Also, things like internet going out, technology stuff, it happens. Try and let me know. That's sometimes where Remind comes in handy, because if you only have texting, you don't really have many other options, you can still let me know, hey, something's up, and can I be a few hours late, or whatever it is. Typically, all of our stuff is due on Sunday nights. Like I gave you the whole weekend, so that that's a chance to refresh and start the next week anew. So just keep that in mind. You can work ahead a little bit if it's a good thing for you to do. It's not a bad idea. So you can always check that out. And of course, if you have any special needs or any other stuff going on that you need to tell me about, be sure to let me know. That's part of here as well. So definitely look through there, and questions, comments, thoughts, be sure to reach out and let me know. Now, as far as the rest of the course in Blackboard goes, as you can see, all this stuff is also kind of shortcutted on the left for you. But then once we get into the modules, then you'll see all the weekly modules listed out here. So there's 16, 15 little folders, and you start with week 1 and we kind of go from there. So you'll be able to see when everything is due. It's reminded to you quite a bit. So you can't lose it, hopefully. And then you'll always see these little assignment descriptions. So these will show you everything that's happening from week to week, and you can read through them. We are using a program called Flipgrid, which you'll learn about in week 1. Give it a shot. And as always, let me know what kinds of questions that you need.